for the Soul continues with this newest edition, Chicken Soup for the Soul Babies. Keep trying, don't give up. Chicken Soup for the Soul Babies imparts good values through heartwarming and humorous stories to help little ones put their best foot forward. In this story, Chick and Lamb want to play outside, but it's a stormy day. Once the sun peeks through, Chick and Lamb get ready to have some fun, but Lamb struggles to put on rain boots. As Lamb laments, "I can't," Chick replies, "Keep trying," and sure enough, the red rain boots slip on. But once outside, Chick is hesitant to jump over the rain puddles. This time, Lamb encourages Chick every step or hop of the way, and eventually Chick makes it through. The sweet board book teaches little ones the value of perseverance and how to support others when they feel like giving up.
Grandparents and grandchildren all over the world share a special bond. Global Baby Grandparents, the newest book in our Global Baby series, celebrates that bond with photos of grandparents and grandchildren cuddling, reading, eating, and playing together. Global Babies is one of our most popular series, but this is the first time that we've focused on relationships in a Global Babies book, and the results are really heartwarming. The love these grandparents have for their babies is clear in every photo. This particular book has year-round appeal, but it would also be a perfect gift for Mother's Day, Father's Day, and Grandparents' Day, of course. There's surprisingly few board books that celebrate diverse grandparents. Share this book with your baby or grandbaby to foster a joyful, inclusive view of the world. As usual, part of the proceeds from the book will go directly to Global Fund for Children, which helps children around the world reach their full potential and advance their rights.
I am buzzing with excitement to introduce the newest installment in the Lola Read series, Lola Meets the Bees. Lola is back and better than ever, and this time she's exploring the world of urban beekeeping. Lola is fascinated to find that Mommy's friend Zora is a beekeeper and lives in a city. This makes Lola want to learn all about the bees. We get to follow along as Lola and Zora get to put on special suits and interact with the bees up close. Lola learns a number of things during her visit. Facts like bees spread pollen when they go from flower to flower, and how cells function in a beehive. We get to see Lola and Zora find the queen among the hive and harvest some honey for a yummy treat. In true Lola fashion, she wants to learn how to help the bees and plants her own wildflower corner, a perfect spot for them. I have loved getting to watch Lola's adventures throughout the series, and I think this new beekeeping adventure is my all-time favorite. Bees are incredibly essential to our ecosystem, and this sweet and gentle introduction is a perfect gift for the STEM-obsessed kid. Author Anna McQuinn introduces the topic of beekeeping in an urban setting in such an accessible way for kids. Even adults will want to make their own wild corner for their bee friends after reading along.
Yumbo Gumbo by Keela Dawson is our next storytelling math series introducing children to the concept of gathering, interpreting, and using data. Paired with Katie Crumpton's exciting and adorable illustrations, Keela shares a part of the Louisiana Creole culture as a mixed-race family makes gumbo. But there's a problem. Annabelle's family likes different gumbo. Annabelle and her family have to vote to decide on which type to cook and to find a solution that will make everyone happy. Backmatter has ideas to help children at home with math, with simple activities and conversation starters. It also has a glossary of Creole words for children to learn and explore. Yumbo Gumbo is definitely one of my favorite books, and I love how it challenges readers to try something new, especially when it comes to food. I never had gumbo before until I read this book, and it motivated me to try a recipe. Yumbo Gumbo indeed. This is definitely one to add to your bookshelf.
Welcome to the lab. Hands-on Science Motion is a physics lab in a book. Young scientists can push, pull, and prod the objects on the page to explore forces in motion. The first object is a mound of whipped cream. Give it a poke? Go ahead. Who can resist? After playing with whipped cream, we get to experiment with a marble and track. The marble is at rest, but when the reader tilts the book, the ball accelerates, rolling down the track, faster and faster. Quick, push the block out of the way. What happens next? The ball rolls right out of the book. Kids also get to slide beanbags to test friction, squirt dirt with water, blow on a pile of sand, and clean up the mess with a lab vac. Every one of these pushes and pulls is a force. A note at the end encourages kids to notice the forces all around them and includes an easy experiment. This book is fun, interactive, and full of surprises. Written by a former classroom teacher of 18 years, the hands-on science series does for science what Hervé Toulet's Press Here did for art.
All About Color by Elizabeth Rush with illustrations by Elizabeth Goss is a gorgeous exploration of the science and emotional impact of color. The sky is not blue. The grass is not green. A violet is not actually violet. So, what exactly is color? Starting with the science of light and color, this picture book encourages children to examine their preconceptions about the world and their own relationship to it. Color can be a signal, a call for help, a way to stand out, or to feel like part of a team. It is also deeply tied to our moods. We see red when we're angry and feel blue when we're sad. Elizabeth Goss's cut paper illustrations are so striking. They really stand out on the shelf and during story time. They are the perfect companions for the concepts in this book. This follow-up to the fan favorite All About Nothing, which explores negative space, is a perfect installment in a series about the way art concepts are integrated into our everyday lives. Kids will never see color the same way again.
How big or small was your favorite dinosaur when it was born? Were they, in fact, big babies? Crack open Patrick O'Brien's unexpected look at prehistoric life to find out and explore what we know about our favorite extinct creatures before they became massive, full-grown adults. Did you know that T-Rex hatchlings were only about the size of a turkey? Or that the huge, long-necked Brontosaurus were said to be only 11 pounds at birth? Celebrated author-illustrator Patrick O'Brien's graphic, colorful creations brings together a few perennial preschool and pre-reading topics together in one striking graphic volume. We know dinosaurs are a staple, but so is the concept of size and comparing things that are big or small. Just think about the fun that can be had when we compare the size of baby dinosaurs to appealing everyday objects like toy cars or alphabet refrigerator magnets, and how that can be used as an irresistible approach that also promotes age-appropriate comparing and contrasting. Geared toward ages 3 to 7, this one's great for any kiddo obsessed with dinos, for fans of How Big Were Dinosaurs, or if any family or classroom that loves to say hi to the T-Rex at their local science museum.
Hi everyone, I'm Yolanda Scott. I'm the publisher at Charlesbridge, and I'm here today to talk about one of my favorite books coming out, and it is called I Guess, a forest animal guessing game. It's a great read aloud. As you can tell, it's an interactive guessing game format that looks at eyes and allows kids to learn a tiny fact about each animal. So, I swim and dive with wide-webbed feet. Who am I? And then kids can turn the page and it's a duck. I pop inside my shell to hide. Who am I? A turtle. And so on and so forth. It's a great eye-catching concept and I love it. The guessing game is so interactive and really appealing to young kids. I really like the short facts that foster an appreciation of the natural world and those animals that kids might see every day in the world around them. The art is really stunning. Like, look at how gorgeous this is. The background here behind the frog is amazing. And check out this raccoon, just stunning. I love the simplicity of the book. I love how the art's realistic and appealing and kid-friendly. I love the interactive nature of this, and I really feel like it's a book that you can read again and again and again. Especially because, for me, the real secret of this book, and come closer for this, is the hint of the animal that you see on the reveal pages. So, for example, on this page where you learn it's the duck, if you look over here, there's the turtle, which tells you that that's the turtle coming up. And for this turtle here, you can look underneath and see these little tiny frog feet that let you know the frog is coming. So once kids see these little hints that are going to take them to the next animal, I guarantee this is their new favorite book.
Some picture books just count as beautiful, as is the case with You Are a Little Seed. Sweetly simple and geared for ages 2 to 5, You Are a Little Seed centers around the theme of resilience and the encouragement to grow with pride and self-acceptance, creating an enduring yet subtle and satisfying message, as this lyrical story shares how seeds, like children, can blossom in so many environments. Through its soft birth and muted art, readers are invited to discover 7 different flowers that blossom from different kinds of seeds, each resilient in their own way as they take root. Flowers featured include the lotus, peony, hollyhock, and lilac, with Asian children introducing each variety. With so much negativity in the world, how do we not share a story that serves as a metaphor for the strength of seeds and humans, and the beauty and diversity of what we all can blossom into as we grow?
I'm editor Karen Voss from Charlesbridge, and I'm here to tell you about Archie Celebrates an Indian Wedding. We first met Archie in Mitali Banerjee Ruth's Archie Celebrates Diwali, and she's back in a second book, this time about Poppy Uncle's wedding. Archie's helping with so much already when Poppy Uncle asks her to make sure that his fiance's niece enjoys the festivities. Emma is white, and Indian weddings are entirely new to her, but she soon finds out that an Indian wedding, quote, a lot of things happen, and you're supposed to have fun and be happy. The main parts of an Indian wedding weekend are included, such as the Mehendi party, when the bride gets henna tattoos, and the Sangeet, the pre-wedding reception. The wedding day brings the Bharat, the groom's entry, the bride being carried in on a platform, and the couple sitting by the mandap and repeating Sanskrit mantras. Together, Archie and Emma steal Poppy Uncle's shoes at the reception, a fun tradition. When Mitali first approached me about the idea for this book, she and I talked about the Indian weddings we've been to. She had searched for a book to help her kids prepare for weddings they would attend, and she couldn't find one. Indian illustrator Parwinder Singh's illustrations bring this book right to life. This is a great one for any kid experiencing something new, and it's also perfect for learning about culture and traditions. Archie is plucky and intrepid, and she's a great role model for readers.
Let's talk about On Friday Afternoon by Michal Babe with illustrations by Menahem Halberstadt, a fun and freewheeling story about a girl and her dog careening through the lead-up to Shabbat. Every week on Friday afternoon, Lily's house gets very busy. Mom has lots of cooking to do, Dad has to clean up and take care of the baby. Lily wants to help, and so does her dog, Pickles. They start with tzedakah, collecting loose change to donate to those in need. Then it's time to clean up the mess they made, digging coins out from under the sofa. Then they need some place to put the tzedakah, so they empty out a flower pot. All this helping is thirsty work. Time for a glass of juice. Oops! All over the floor! Lily's gleeful chaos finds its perfect expression in an impromptu parade, complete with trumpet fanfare and roller skating as the family welcomes their guests. Will everything be ready in time for candle lighting? This warm and goofy picture book spotlights the weekly Jewish celebration of Shabbat and the fun of helping out at home, even if you don't always get it perfectly right.
I'm here to tell you about Sami's special gift. Every year, Sami looks forward to the Muslim holiday of Eid al-Adha, But this year, his Dede has died, and Sami is just not feeling excited. But then a special gift arrives from Turkey, one of Dede's ties. Sami says he'll wear it forever. Eid is about charity, gratitude, and sharing. So after mosque, Sami's family stops at the butcher shop to pick up 3 packages of meat, one for friends, one for family, and one for people in need. They go onward to the shelter where Sami's parents volunteer. There, Sami meets a boy who has lost everything. And in the end, Sami shares his special gift with this boy, which is exactly what Dede would have done. This sweet story features an important Muslim holiday that we don't see in picture books very often. Both author M.O. Yüksel and illustrator Hüseyin Somenizade are Muslim with ties to Turkey, and the book is perfect for culture, holiday, or world religion curriculum units. There are also excellent hooks for lessons about sharing and relationships, as well as social emotional learning. Sami is every kid and any kid who's ever felt the loss of a beloved family member or who has selflessly given something to someone else who needs it. Don't miss this wonderful story.
If Lin Can shares the inspiring story of basketball superstar Jeremy Lin. This is not your typical picture book biography. It starts off by directly addressing the reader. Have you ever been told that you can't climb that rope? Can't star in the play? Can't run for class president? I remember feeling just like that sometimes. The art features 3 Asian American kids, but the story speaks to any child who feels underestimated or misunderstood. The book then draws parallels between the kids' challenges and Jeremy's. As a Taiwanese American kid growing up in California, Jeremy excelled at basketball, but he was overlooked again and again due to racism and stereotypes about Asians not being good at sports. But Jeremy persisted and finally became the first NBA player of Chinese or Taiwanese descent. One night in 2012, playing for the New York Knicks, Jeremy had the game of his life. His subsequent winning streak led to an all-out media frenzy dubbed Linsanity. In just a few weeks, he was a global superstar. Watching on the edge of their seats are the 3 kid characters wildly cheering on a hero who looks like them. Jeremy's success helps transform the kids from dreamers to believers. At the end of the book, we see the now grown kids changing the world. The book urges readers to ask themselves, if Lin can, why can't I? Today, Jeremy Lin's legacy is alive and growing. He plays basketball for the Chinese Basketball Association, advocates for Asian American rights, and works to empower underrepresented youth. He is also a UNICEF ambassador who speaks about the importance of mental health for children all around the world. Jeremy's story of shattering stereotypes is as important today as it was during his NBA days. As the author Rich Ho puts it, Linsanity inspired an entire generation of young people to say, I can. I can only hope this book does the same. If Lin Can, story by Richard Ho, and phenomenal illustrations by Hun Kim Lin and Feng Nguyen Kwan. Give it a shot.
Hi, I'm Julie Bliven from Charlesbridge, and I'm excited to talk about Mahogany, A Little Red Riding Hood Tale, a new picture book from Janae Brown Wood. When this story first came across my desk, I knew I wanted to work with Janae again. She is talented beyond measure, and she's on a clear mission to bring casual diversity to young readers. I didn't know what would make it stand out from so many other Little Red Riding Hood retellings. But first off, I realized Mahogany is modern. She sews her own red cape, she listens to music through her headphones, and she's agreeing to deliver cornbread to her grandma, or Jima, because her mom has to work. On top of all this, I realized right away that Janae didn't simply want to insert a stand-in Black character or Black child as Little Red Riding Hood. She really wanted to craft a story where her character outsmarts the wolf using her blackness. When Janae and I have talked about this story, she's expressed to me how she really wants her readers, particularly Black kids, to recognize what they're good at, see it as their superpower, and embrace their own problem-solving abilities, whether the problem be big or small. Mahogany, A Little Red Riding Hood Tale by Janae Brown Wood, illustrated by John Jobin, is on sale March 19th, 2024, and I hope you enjoy it.
How fun is it that readers will now get to learn about what no es un frijol in the Spanish edition of Not a Bean? In this story, Claudia Martinez and Laura Gonzalez take us to the Mexican desert, and there we learn more about the wildlife and foliage. We also follow the amigos as they discovered some jumping beans that are most definitely not a bean. The reader gets to see the not a bean's journey throughout the desert from beginning to end, from jumping throughout the desert itself, through water, playing with the kids, and then eventually you discover that it is not a bean, and it's actually a little caterpillar that has been living inside a seed pod while it cocoons and breaks out as a polilla, or a moth. Readers will learn a lot about a moth's life cycle, as well as get to practice the concept of numbers throughout this one. So I can't wait to see you enjoy it! I am so excited to share No es un monstruo with you all. In this latest collaboration between Claudia Martinez and Laura Gonzalez, we follow what is not a monster as they navigate through the water canals in Mexico City. We learn more about this not a monster and its development from being hatched all the way into adulthood, and then we learn that it actually was an ajolote all along. The story is rich with scientific knowledge about the life cycle of axolotls, as well as Mexican folklore and history, and you even get to learn a little bit more about the Aztec culture. Spanish readers will get to also practice the concept of colors. I'm very excited for you to see it.